Hi, I'm Keith Hughes and welcome to InFocus Snapshot, where we take a look at the stories from the state and our communities that you may have missed. Searching for a new job can be a daunting process, but the MassHire Department of Career Services can help. Coaching, training, and access to job listings are just a few of the services job seekers can benefit from, while employers can take advantage of assistance with job matching, labor market info, and more. The Plymouth office is located in Cordage Park, and you can find more information by calling them at 617-376-5170 or visiting their website. Plymouth's Office of Emergency Management works with the town's schools, police, and fire departments to prevent, prepare for, and respond to large-scale emergencies in order to protect life, property, and the environment. We met up with their new emergency management director to hear how the department works.
We're here at the Emergency Operations Center. We are located at the Cedarville Fire Station down in Cedarville. It's been in operation for about 10 years. We coordinate during emergencies, okay? So we coordinate with Pilgrim with the power plant, operated by Holtec now, with the decommissioning phase. We also are a liaison with MEMA and other state representatives for any sort of disaster and disaster recovery, all phases of emergencies. So in the event of an emergency, we're not meeting these people for the first time. We know Eversource, we know the town representatives. So when emergency occurs, everybody meets down here, and everybody being people from town manager's office, DPW, police, fire, schools, as well as people from the building inspectors of the town of Plymouth. The Emergency Operations Center gets pretty busy. People come down here. We are watching briefs from the regional emergency planners from Cape Cod, National Weather Service. You know, we are forecasting how long the duration of the storm is going to be and when they can start restoration efforts. That's where we get info to find out if shelters are going to be up, warming centers are going to be up. We utilize MEMA, American Red Cross, because if we stand up a shelter in Plymouth, you know, we look for volunteers from the American Red Cross to go fund those. We also have volunteers through the Emergency Operations Center here that have always said when there's an emergency, you can call us. So we have communications people, we have sheltering people, you know, so they live in the community and they want to help out in any way that they can. We also have embedded Eversource representatives so we can navigate these storms and try to restore power to locations as quickly as possible. We have to decide and try to triage, so to speak, set up the priorities and how power gets restored. So we have to make sure that the lines that are down get treated properly. So emergency vehicles, so police, fire, Brewster ambulance, so they can get through in the event that they're needed, as well as DPW ensuring that they can clear the rest of the roads for the rest of the routes. Traffic lights have to be restored. In the event of power outages, residential families, we ask that you contact Eversource. Call the 1-800 number, and not just you, your neighbors, everyone on your street. Don't just think that because my neighbor called, I don't have to, because the more people that get reported, the larger it shows the amount of people that are out on the grid. So more people out on the grid might tend to be a higher priority. With the town of Plymouth being the size that it is, we are prepared to respond and have recovery efforts enacted as soon as possible to get the town up and running after any sort of event that occurs.
The Office of Economic Empowerment is kicking off 2022 with the Worth and Wealth Seminar, a virtual series for women aimed at developing financial skills and knowledge. Participants of the 5-part program will receive training on topics such as salary negotiation and workers' rights. To find out more on the Worth and Wealth Seminar, follow the Office of Economic Empowerment on Facebook. Last month, the Baker-Polito administration announced $3.1 million in grants to maximize recycling and waste reduction efforts through the Sustainable Materials Recovery Program. Duxbury, Kingston, Pembroke, and Plymouth have all received payments from the program, which play a large role in limiting dependence on landfills and incinerators and help communities build a more sustainable future. Nero's Law is working its way through Beacon Hill and would provide medical care including CPR, first aid, and life-saving interventions, as well as transportation of canines to veterinary and emergency hospitals if they're injured in the line of duty. The law is named after Canine Officer Nero, who was wounded in the line of duty on Cape Cod in 2018. Currently, canines are prohibited from receiving medical care or being transported by EMTs and ambulances. Nero did survive his injuries and has inspired lawmakers to honor the role of canines in law enforcement. We met up with State Representative Steve Exaros, who's working to pass this law, as well as a local police officer and his canine companion, to hear more about why this law is so important.
Good afternoon, my name's Officer Kramer. I'm a canine handler in the town of Yarmouth, and this is Setu. Setu is a patrol dog, so patrol dogs they're locating tools. So they locate criminals that have fled from committing crimes, and they track bad guys. They also do article searches. They do search and rescue sometimes for Alzheimer's patients and such that have gone missing. Then they come home with us at the end of the day. They become members of our family. Setu, sleeps at the end of the bed. We're with them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is a working dog. This is a tool. Although he becomes a member of the family, he is not a pet. He protects me, he protects the public, he protects the community, and he does it happily.
I was the Deputy Chief of Police in Yarmouth when Sean Gannon was shot and lost his life. Nero, his partner, was also shot. Thank God he lived. And at the time when that happened, almost 4 years ago, in Massachusetts, paramedics and EMTs were not allowed to help an animal or put it in an ambulance.
When Nero was shot, the dilemma we had was the EMTs or paramedics can't treat that dog because it goes against their licensing. And then if they get past that and say they do treat him, they can't transport because those ambulances are used for humans, not for animals, and that's got a whole host of issues. So if my dog goes down, the dog that has selflessly worked for these officers and saved their lives and saved countless lives gets hurt, and I need to transport him, and we don't have a cruiser available, and now a fire department who wants to treat him, wants to transport him, can't because of some silly lack of a law.
We filed a bill, the Nero bill, to fix it, and what that'll do is change Massachusetts for the future and make sure that these dogs that love their handler, that protect and serve us all, will be taken care of if they're ever injured. The EMTs and paramedics can give first aid to that animal, put it in an ambulance, bring it to the nearest veterinary hospital, and give that animal a chance to live just like that animal would do for us.
There's a sense of security that comes with having a patrol dog on scene. And the bond that we develop over time is indescribable. When this bill passes, I love the fact that Setu is going to be provided for.
Enrollment for the Massachusetts Health Connector is now open. During this time, individuals and families can enroll in or switch plans without needing a qualifying event. New and returning members can visit mahealthconnector.org until January 23rd of 2022 to enroll or make any needed changes. Thanks for watching this edition of InFocus Snapshot. I'm Keith Hughes, and we'll see you next time.